Okay, I want to do a short video here. Why you haven't heard from us here at Sugar Run Homestead for a while. Blankly, the start of 2024 has pretty much sucked for Sandy and I. Now, I'll get into that here. Week or so of January, I was down out sick in bed for about 10 days. All I wanted to do was sleep. I have no idea what it was. I tested negative for COVID, tested negative for the flu, but tested negative for everything else they tested me for. But it was something along those lines had me feeling like that. So it took me 10 days there to get over that. But then even after I got over that, I just didn't have any ambition for almost the rest of the month of January. I didn't feel like getting into anything, which, those that follow the channel know that's a little bit out of character for me. But I didn't feel like doing anything until the beginning of February. And then I got out and started cutting some wood. You've seen that pile with the white ash logs. I was up there cutting on that and cut there for 2 days. And the third day I was cutting and a log rolled off the pile, come down, smashed into my left leg, smashed my leg into another log. And actually I thought, well, I got out of there all right. So I walked it off a little bit, figured I'd walk it off, started cutting again, and then I couldn't stand. I couldn't even stand on that leg. So story short, no bones broken. That was the 3rd of February. It's been this long. Went to a doctor yesterday. They said it's just a bad bruise, just going to take more time. I get out and try to do something for a little bit and get to limping because it's hurting again. Meanwhile, in that same time period, I deal with what I think is tendonitis in both arms, mostly left. But my right arm got hurting tendonitis where I couldn't even lift my arm. I couldn't even lift it out of my lap. So dealing with that and the leg at the same time. So I was down out doing nothing, basically doing nothing. So worse than that yet, on February 9th, while Sandy was up putting water for the ducks, giving water to the ducks, she slipped in the mud, fell and smacked her left hand into a concrete block, ended up breaking her little finger on her left hand in 3 places below the knuckle. So she has a broken hand. On her birthday, we're at the emergency room. They put it in a splint. She has a broken hand, waiting to get surgery on her hand. I can't do anything. But here's the amazing part. She had a broken hand. But that week between when she broke it and when they took her to surgery, she didn't miss a beat. Took care of the animals, one-handed. She did everything else at the house, cooked, everything else you do, one-handed. While I'm sitting around, feel like an invalid. Made me feel kind of pretty worthless watching her keep on chugging with a busted finger. The whole time, thing kept running through my head. I kept hearing it over and over again that whole week. The lyrics of the song, I am woman, I just was hoping she wouldn't roar at me. But anyway, quite a trooper, quite a trooper. But now that she has surgery, she's kind of down now a little bit, waiting for that to recover a little bit. And I'm stepped it up a little bit more, so we're getting through it. And both of us, through all this, both of us continue to say, this too will pass. We thank God that what's going on here is, a little bit of injuries here and there, hurts a little bit more than a little bit, took surgery, but nothing health-wise that, some of my friends have dealt with and are still dealing with and will be dealing with. Thank God we're not into any of that. This too will pass. We'll be back at it. We'll be back at the homestead doing what we want to do. We have that building I've building. I need to finish the inside out, which I was hoping would be done by now. We have a CNC router we're going to move into there to try to do some things to generate a little income to the homestead. Right before Christmas, she started making handmade essential oil soaps, all natural soaps, and she sold out over Christmas. She was able to make another couple batches before she fell and broke her finger. They're now for sale. I'll put links somewhere here that you'll see them. But she's not going to be able to make any more after we sell that for a little bit. And there's a 3-week lead time for them to cure. So anyway, the whole deal put us behind where we wanted to be for the year, but we'll get through it. You know, that's what you do. You just take what you're dealt and you deal with it, and thank God it's nothing real serious, and we'll come out the other end. We'll be plugging away like we've been plugging away. So anyway, I wanted to do this video just to give you a little bit of update. In the meantime, last month, if you subscribe to the channel, you might have seen this. I started a podcast just to do something while I was sitting around. And there's 2 episodes out there, and the podcast is basically for people that are thinking about getting into a homesteading lifestyle. You know, you might be living in a city, you might live in an urban area, and you're tired of that rat race and you're looking for something different. So I step you through the things you need to think about, things you need to look at, things you need to consider before ever pulling the trigger. You know, the 3rd episode is going to be on generating income from your homestead. And one of those things we're going to talk about is something that if I was 30 years younger and just starting out again, definitely be what I would be doing. It's more than just a side hustle. It's more than just making a few bucks selling soap or whatever we do woodworking wise. This would be generational income. And knowing what I was into back in the day, this is a little bit something new. I'd have jumped on this with both feet. So I'm going to at least talk about that for people that are in a different situation, different age than me, and might be interested in that. And we'll talk about, the sawmill. We'll talk about everything. So if you're interested in something like that, subscribe to the channel, set your notifications so you know when I drop another video. And we'll see you soon. We'll be back at it. I guarantee you, we'll be back at it real soon. All right. Thank you.